This is Not So Zen, a podcast where we talk about real life, real mess, and real transformation. Join two friends, Melissa, a lawyer known as the Advocator, and Alia, a Reiki master known as the Healer, while they have real, honest, raw conversations about the not so zen parts of life and the quest for healing without the fluff. Well, maybe a little bit of fluff. Welcome.
Hey guys.
Episode 4 of our Not So Zen podcast. We actually just got back from an amazing Eagles game.
It was like a portal. It felt like a portal. It was such a good game.
It was so exciting. The ending, I think, was epic. I think it was one of the most exciting Eagles games I've literally ever gone to. And our people in our section were so much fun. Were they not?
So much fun. Shout out to section
128.
And it was row 27.
Oh yeah.
It was
we were like by the end zone.
We are extending this excitement to all of you listening, because how does that feel when you have a team that you're rooting for, like your home team? Doesn't that feel so damn good when they win and they work hard for it? It's like so symbolic. I think that's why I love sports so much, because of the grit and the hard work they put in, and they don't like, it's like,
and they didn't give
lose,
up.
They win, they lose, they win, and they don't give up. And
not only did they not give up,
we're talking about this game not from like, oh my God, I wish you guys kept me there, but from a like, let's reflect on how amazing sporting events are.
Yeah. And let's talk about like how kick-ass our players were today and how close that game was. Like, I'm sorry, but the Rams missed 2 field goals. And all they needed to do was make that field goal, and they would have won. And not only did we block the field goal, like blocking it was enough, right? We won once we blocked it. But no, they took it the extra mile and then ran it all the way back for another freaking touchdown. And we went fucking wild.
I mean, there was
so much fucking fun.
There was plenty of not so zen moments, which is going to bring me to my not so zen moment. It was actually today. Okay. Melissa and I were driving down to the game, so she ended up driving. We were back and forth on, should we Uber? Should we drive? I mean, we didn't drink.
Take the train.
We're not in it to go, let me go party, I got wasted. That's not what we go to the game for. We literally love going and watching the game. But all that to say, Melissa's Aries and my Virgo, we were like, I'm like, girl, can we just trust? I know we're going to get down there and park. It's going to be okay. Yeah, and she was like, no, but where are we going to park? And I was like, you need to just let go. And like, the funny thing is we balance each other, because like, I'll have my moments where like, yo, I'm freaking out right now. I need details. And then she's like, chill. Well, this time I was like,
I needed a plan. I needed to know where we were parking.
Pinging me, where are we parking? I go, don't worry, let me just work my magic here. She's driving. I'm like, please stay safe on the road, but we're going to get a spot. And she's like, no, we're not. They're going to close the lots. Did you find out if they closed this one lot yet? Did you find out if they? And I'm like, chill, just relax.
Long story short.
So my not so zen moment was that my bestie triggered me. I'm not going to lie. And I told you that in the car too.
You did?
But like, the thing is we can be honest with each other like that, which I find very zen. So there's my not so zen to zen moment, because like, I was like, I don't want to stress about anything. But I knew that when I walked out my door today, because my week kicked my ass too. There's my double not so zen moment. My week kicked my fucking ass. I mean, I had a roller coaster of highs and lows. This week was exhausting. So yeah, going to the game, I was like, can we just trust that we're going to get parking and that we don't have to be in an icky, yucky Uber? Well, and sure enough, it all worked out. So that was my not so zen moment. Boom.
And we had a kick-ass time at the game.
At the game. What about you? What was your not so zen?
So my not so zen, I'm going to talk about when I feel like at our kids' age now, they're like 15, 16. It's so hard to come up with don't you feel like it's hard to come up with like a good gift or a good
for the birthday
gift?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Right?
And it's like, either $5,000 trillion right,
exactly.
Or they don't want it.
Exactly. No, exactly. And I really, really wanted to be able to surprise her. So she really wanted to go to this Tate McRae concert. And so I decided to surprise her with tickets. So we bought tickets. We surprised her with the tickets. And I was like, I got you 2 tickets to go to Tate McRae. I was like, you can take a friend, you can take me. She chose to take me. I was like, oh my God.
Mom win.
Right?
That's
so honored because I love Tate McRae too. So I was not only super excited to spend like that quality time and moment with Emma, I was excited to see the concert too.
Absolutely.
And I did feel like, I was like, oh, she still wants to like hang out with me.
I remember when you called me and you're like,
Right?
she asked me to go.
I know. I was like being asked out on a date. I was like, oh, she likes me.
But then she punted you and wanted to sit with, didn't she? I'll let you
She did. She did.
That wasn't the Not So Zen moment, though.
She did try and punt me and sit with her friend, which I was like, that's totally fine. But the Not So Zen part of it was, which is so incredibly sad, is first off, Tate McRae comes out. She's fucking insane. Her show was incredible. The part that I saw. Because Emma, I got a message from Emma because I wasn't sitting with her that she doesn't feel good. She's sick. And her friend escorted her to the bathroom. Amazing friend. So I meet them in the bathroom and we're in the stall. I'm like holding her hair back as if she was like, you know, and like,
like a college friend.
Right.
And the thing is, you're in the stall in a stadium. Your 15-year-old daughter is in a stadium with the beer and
it's so gross. It was so gross. And she was like, I feel sick, like I'm gonna throw up. I'm like, well, if you throw up, you'll feel better. So I was like, you'll feel better. I think it was something she ate, right? Long story short,
restaurant will go unnamed.
Yeah, I'll go on for now. It just won't be going back.
Yeah. DM us if you want to know.
Long story short is we then tried multiple times to go back and sit at the seats, and every single time she started to get sick. So we spent the majority of the concert in the hallway.
Not So Zen motherhood moment.
Not so zen. We heard it. We didn't get to see it. We stood by a trash can. So if she was going to get sick and throw up, there was a trash can there for her to get sick. And everybody was so kind, I will say. Everybody that was working there kept coming up and being like, is she okay? Is there anything we can get you? And this one lady's like, I go old school. Do you want some ginger ale? I was like, ginger ale would be amazing. I was like, let's get ginger ale. Like, she was so sweet. So it was definitely not so zen because I felt horrible. She was so excited to go to the concert. It was a surprise. It was her birthday present. And she missed, I would say, 70% of it because she was sick, hanging out by a trash can. But I was grateful that, you know, if I wasn't there and she was with a friend, like, and I wasn't there at all, like, that would have been awful. For her.
That is a zen feeling.
Right?
That's a not so zen to zen.
Right. So if we're talking about like the transmute and reframe, there was a moment where I was standing there and I was like, I'm so grateful that I'm the one here with her. Like, and we are still spending time together. And it might not be the most fun memory, but it's a memory that we'll always have, is the first time I held her hair back as she tried to puke in a toilet.
In the now Xfinity Center, whatever arena, because it was Wells Fargo, now it's Xfinity.
Yeah. But so that was my not so zen moment.
That is a very not so zen moment. Well, I clear my throat, and my next not so zen might be allergies. Okay. So can we talk about the topic? We're not going to make this one. This is going to be a shorter episode.
Let's tell everybody what we're going to talk about.
It's a sensitive topic. So the conversation is around the big D today.
The big D.
The big D.
And all you people who have got dirty minds, it's not what you think.
But some of those might actually go right to what we were talking about. And it's linked to marriage, guys. So the big D is the divorce word.
Yeah.
Right? And how there's this stigma around it. And so.
And shame. Like, I feel like people feel like.
Guilt. Like
shame,
the word
guilt.
Divorce or saying I am divorced is hard. But as we were talking about this and sharing this on episode 4, Melissa made a great point, and she's like, well, what's worse? Is it staying married unhappily behind closed doors? Or is it being able to move forward with the thing that feels most difficult and most scary, and you need courage beyond belief?
Well, because I feel like you hear people say like, oh, well, we're going to stay together for the kids.
Yeah.
Or we're going to stay together until my youngest is this age, or my youngest is out of high school, or whatever. So like, my question was, is that really the better option? Like, is that the healthy option, right? Is that like for your own, everybody's
we
own
were just having
conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, is that the mentally healthy option to just stay in a situation where you're not genuinely happy or feel like you can be your authentic self. Because, like, do your kids feel that? Like, do they feel that energy? Or is it better to be separated and happy? Because that's not easy on kids either, right?
I think everyone has their own theory. And you want to know what's interesting since you're saying this right now?
Yeah.
I can speak from experience because I'm giving a shout out to one of my greatest friends in my entire lifetime, bestie for sure, and my ex, Mike. So we decided to, after 15 years of marriage, go ahead and, say, we both agree this is time and let's call it. Now, I will say, him and I had the best years raising our two children, moving to another state, so many amazing memories. But then what's happened was like those last 5 years, we just kind of kept battling and sweeping things under the rug, sweeping things under the rug.
And that's not
And
healthy.
you could feel the cold, the tension of the topic, of the feeling that we both yearned for it, but we didn't want to actually do it. We weren't sure. You do therapy because you don't want to do it. Well, the thing is, you don't want to do it because you fear you're gonna hurt your kids, or the financial scenario of it's gonna be like, why? What is happening right now? There's so much fear, but at the same time, I'm bringing it back to what you just said, because I'm like, I still, to this day, Mike and I wouldn't know how it's affected our kids until they're more grown.
Right.
I don't know. Now, is Mike a healthier version of himself? Am I a healthier version as we're in our own separate houses but still respecting one another? Yes, most definitely. So the energy of what our kids feel is much healthier being in two separate houses. I will attest to that. But then the thing is like, I would rather them experience that. I'm just giving my own personal.
Yeah. And everybody's situation
and that's why everyone's situation's different, right?
But let's talk about the step of doing it, because I feel like it takes a tremendous amount of courage.
That's why it's the big D.
Right. That is why it's the big D. Because it takes so much courage. And there's so much fear around it. But why? There's lots of people that get divorced.
Right. Which it's like, is it better to stay together? Actually, I can speak on this. So my parents ended up getting divorced when I was 24. And I'm the oldest of 3 girls. And the funny thing is, that is shocking even at that age.
Yeah.
So then you can bring in a whole nother slew of questions. The thing that it comes down to, it's all energy. Okay. Right. I feel like that's where you were leaning with the whole, right?
Yeah.
Energetically, there isn't the right time for me or for you or for Sarah or for Bob.
Right.
It's more so when the energy gets so unhealthy, you almost feel like dis-ease forming in your body, right? Your anxiety's going haywire, you're drinking alcohol too much because you're numbing the feeling of it just being over. But so when the energy gets toxic, I don't know. What do you think? Chime in here.
I mean, thinking back to so both of my parents were on their second marriage, and my dad had a previous marriage and had 3 kids from that previous marriage, and then married my mom. So he had been divorced, and I grew up in an environment where I had half siblings. We never lived together, but we had half siblings. But for me growing up, I mean, it seemed completely normal. We all socialized together. We were all at birthdays, big life events, graduations. And it wasn't just my half siblings. Their mom was there too. We were all
modern family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was all modern family. And it didn't feel if I think back when I was a kid, growing up,
that's interesting.
I never felt tension around that. But the weird thing is, other people thought it was strange. Other people thought it was strange that
there's the stigma around it,
right? That my dad's ex was there at my graduation, graduation. And it wasn't weird for us. That was just how our family dynamic was.
Yep.
And to us, it seemed normal. But I think you're right. I think it was the stigma. there's like this
And even
stigma
back
around
at
it.
that point, in what year would you say? I mean, that was what? How many years ago?
Oh God, you're gonna make me feel really old, right?
But she's not old. Can we all get over the age thing? I'm dead.
But I mean, if we go back to like my college graduation or high school graduation, it was like, 99, 2003, maybe.
Well, and that's what I mean, but the stigma around divorce, it's just, and I like why there's a stigma. The reason of the stigma is because we cherish marriage. This isn't just people coming to a union of sacredness. It's a feeling in the heart that brings the marriage together.
Right.
But then brings
are
me
we putting
to
too much pressure on people?
Well, that's what it is. It's like whether it be a religion that's causing those societal generational thoughts that it's like the tradition of marriage, you don't break it.
Right.
So I just think that the stigma, if we can all loosen up on that and not everybody's judging, no. But I think personally, internally, there's so many people that might stay in their marriage longer than they really want to because they feel
think they're going to be judged,
shamed, judged,
or embarrassed.
Yeah,
to say like, "Oh, we're getting divorced."
I wonder. I wonder if fear or embarrassment's the higher of the two emotions. What do you think?
Jinx. Jinx.
we just haven't. That was weird. We both
we've been spending too much time together.
Okay.
I think it's both. I think I think it's embarrassment.
That's what do you guys think? I mean, curious
because then did you
is embarrassment and shame or fear, because they're different.
They are different.
What are they fearing? Some might fear the financial side of things,
or
right?
Judgment.
Fear of judgment. So maybe fear is the top tier. Guys, tell us what you think.
But wait, I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
So like, did you feel pressure like after you guys got divorced, and if you were talking to me like, "Oh, Mike and I got divorced," did you feel pressure to like follow that up with something like, "Oh, we got divorced because whatever," like, and say why? Like, I feel like people always say like, "Oh, we grew apart." Like that's like the PC answer, right? Is we just grew apart.
Well, actually, that brings in, you're right, because there has been scenarios, multiple, where infidelity is at play, right?
Right.
I would say infidelity amongst, I'll challenge anyone on this. I don't think one marriage out there has not had a touch of infidelity. I don't. And that could mean emotional,
even if it's
or
not
physical, or
intimacy.
whether it's the man or the woman. I do think, especially long-term marriages,
as opposed to the short ones,
I would be shocked. I would need to get a lie detector to test. Can we get the Philadelphia police involved here? Like, who wants to sign up for this?
I don't think anybody's
who wants to sign up for this?
But
that's the thing. It brings it back to like new earth and honesty, and like, why aren't we all being more honest with one another? Because we're afraid.
We are afraid.
We're afraid of judgment.
Shame, like being our authentic selves. Like
we're afraid people are going to worry, or like, yeah.
Right. We shouldn't have to feel shame for being true to ourselves.
Yeah.
And being authentic.
We need to stop doing that.
And stop like judging people.
Yeah.
And where I think like some of the I don't think anybody thinks that if they tell somebody like, "Oh, I got divorced," that they think they're going to be like confronted like one-on-one, face-to-face with judgment. But we hear people talking behind other people's backs, right? So I think that's part of the fear of the judgment, because you're like, okay, well, if they're talking about these people behind their back because they got divorced, if I get divorced, they're going to be talking shit on me behind my back. That's true too, yeah. Right? Like, maybe we just need to stop doing that and give people more grace. Truthfully, and be like, you know what? Good for them for like taking the courage. Right. Like, who says that? Like, good for them for taking the courage and doing the right thing.
It comes down to unconditional love, no matter what religious belief you have, or because it brings me back to people are also fear of what will happen to them if they break the sanctity of marriage.
Right.
Truthfully, from like a religious standpoint, I mean, that's a thing too. Like it can be fear of like what people amongst your community are thinking or your family's thinking, but it also goes even higher.
So
am I going to be cursed or hurt, or will I be not blessed if I decide to break this sanctity?
Which is shame, right? That's
yeah,
I mean,
it really
shame
is
that
a
was
heavy
brought on by like society or religion.
Yeah,
like you said.
Wait, we're at 19.
But I had
that's 38 seconds. We're trying to keep this to 22.
I want to just bring this back for 1 second,
please, because I didn't answer your question.
You said something about unconditional love, though.
Yes,
and I do think that is key, right? Like, if you love somebody unconditionally, and I'm not going to take credit for this quote. I actually think it was a Taylor quote.
Ooh.
You know, Taylor
She's
Swift.
the only one we follow on this pod.
I know, which is why I was like, I actually think this was a Taylor Swift quote.
We love her.
She's like, I heard her say in one of her interviews about unconditional love. You know, you love someone unconditionally when you still love them, even though they don't love you anymore and they love somebody else and you still love them. That is how you know you love somebody unconditionally.
We'll find the quote and post it in the caption.
I hope I'm right
of this episode.
that it was her.
You'll find out. But that's really true. That's like, unconditional love is not giving up. The thing is, one person in the relationship can have that unconditional love and see past what they don't like about them in the moment. And I will never forget, in college, I'm going to give a shout out to Angela Raymond. Oh my gosh, if I remember that right. It was a Tiger Lily boutique. This is a shout out to Kimmy. Oh my God.
I feel like we're taking
Illinois State University. We are. I have to go back to this because Angela owned the boutique, and in college, us girls, we worked at Tiger Lily Boutique, and she had the 7 jeans, and we never made any money. We just bought the clothes.
Just brought all the clothes.
And so when we were so youngies, 19, 20, she was like, ladies, she goes, I'm going to tell you something, because she was married and she had 1, maybe 2 boys at the time. And still does have boys, but they're grown, right? Okay, so let me spit this out. Why do I have such a hard time telling stories? Because I'm from the Midwest. The best advice, which is similar to this, she goes, the best marriage is the one where you fall in and out of love with the person again and again and again. Yeah. And those were exact words.
Yeah.
Never forgot that. But if it takes 2 to tango in that world, right?
Yeah.
And you have to show the other one, if you're not in love with them in a moment or a season, you have to take the efforts to show them that you are back in love with them. And if they don't know that, it's a real nice dance between 2 parties here. It takes 2.
It takes 2 to tango.
Yeah, it takes 2, baby. Me and you. So many people sing on this one. So I'm going to let you wrap this up, but I wanted to just share what Angela shared when I was in college. I will say,
I feel like there is no right answer or wrong answer, but I do think it comes down to unconditional love, and loving somebody unconditionally means you want them to be happy no matter what their happiness.
And that might mean, and the big D might be the unconditional love route.
It might be the gift,
because unconditional love is not force.
No.
And so it's like
acceptance.
We might be a little confusing here, but this unconditional love piece is wrapping up the big D into force. It's like unconditionally love the one within the marriage enough to where you guys can find balance and peace and freedom.
And it's not about necessarily your own wants and needs, but what is in the best interest of them to be their true self.
And then, and sometimes the unconditional love is no longer fighting for something that shouldn't be going on still. The unconditional love is like, we release each other. There's unconditional love.
And I still love you. Like, no resentment, no shame, no punishment. Like, I'm not trying to, deplete you. I want you to be fulfilled. And if that's not necessarily in this relationship, for another relationship, it's okay.
Exactly. Acceptance for the situation at hand, no longer forcing it. There's unconditional love around that. But then unconditional love comes from our external world, the people around us who might find they want to tell us, no, don't do it. You shouldn't do it.
Right.
Or those who unconditionally loved the scenario of the marriage when it wasn't good and still loved both parties in the marriage. I don't know. the external world should also not judge. That's unconditional love. They should not try to convince or force something that is no longer meant. Or unconditional love is continually supporting them until they get better.
And accepting them.
And accepting them
for what is their best scenario and situation for themselves.
Can you tell us if we make any sense?
I actually feel like we made a lot of sense, but maybe that's just me and us and I don't know.
Don't judge us.
Cool birds.
Or we'll divorce you.
I
love you.
I unconditionally love you.
I unconditionally
Even
love you.
though we had a tiff today.
We did have
I
a...
still love you.
No, it was not a tiff.
It wasn't a tiff.
It was kind of like, well, fine, your stubborn's meeting my stubborn. Fine. Fine.
Wait, so where's Claire?
Same spot.
Same spot.
Week 4.
She
I checked.
Moved. I'm curious if she's going to make it through the winter.
We'll find out, won't we?
We'll find out.
Dang it, we keep trying to do 22, but we're hitting that like 26 mark. Okay.
We did good.
Let me do a big, great thanks. Yeah. I've been thinking, and Melissa and I were both talking how grateful we are that this was born, and we've had such amazing conversations with those who have listened, and whether it via text or DM or a phone call. So thank you guys for sharing it and for listening and being here with us in this Not So Zen pod. The guests are going to come out on, the first guest is going to roll out on episode 10, by the way.
Oh, amazing. I didn't even know that. That's awesome. We do have, but I mean, candidly, we have like 20 some episode ideas and plans outlined. So
we got lots of good stuff, guys.
Stuff to look forward to.
26 minutes. I think that's a good time.
I know. So that's episode 4 of Not So Zen.
Not So Zen.
Peace.
Love you guys.
Love you. Peace, love.
And freedom.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Not So Zen. Stay connected with us on Instagram at Not So Zen Pod for real life updates on our eternally unfinished Zen garden. And drop us a note anytime at notsozenpod@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow the show, and remember, perfection is overrated. Just ask our garden.